Welcome to the Fallout Complete Story. With Fallout 4 just around the corner, we're gonna begin covering some interesting facts about the vaults. The vaults were made by a company called Vault-Tec, owned by the Enclave. They were created as a way to protect the population from a potential nuclear attack. But secretly, they were actually built to conduct experiments on the human population without them knowing. Because of this, the vaults are really weird. Now keep in mind, this is a master list of the vaults. Any vault that has a lot more information and we find interesting, we'll be making a separate video about much later. With that in mind, let's go ahead and start this list. The Los Angeles Vault was the demonstration vault, and not a part of the experiment as a whole. Vault 0 was the master vault, used to observe the status of the other vaults. It was also supposed to maintain the cryogenic pods that were used to house the VIP individuals. Vault 3 is the control vault, designed to work properly and do what it was designed to do for 20 years. An unplanned water chip failure forced them to open their doors early, and a raider group came in and killed them all. Vault 8 is another control vault, designed to open after 10 years. This one opened properly and became Vault City. Now it's time for the interesting ones. Vault 11 was a social experiment to see if people were capable of sacrificing themselves to place ideals above their own lives. This carried on for a while, with the vault sacrificing people yearly. They were supposed to ignore the computer's demands to sacrificing people, and they would all be set free. But this didn't happen until the very last 5 people were in the vault. Vault 12 was intended to test radiation on a large population, so the door wouldn't seal properly, allowing the radiation to leak in. This obviously resulted in a large number of ghouls. Vault 13 was intended to be a test in isolation and wouldn't open for 200 years. But another broken water chip forced them to improvise. Vault 15 was supposed to be sealed for 50 years and then open. Inside were people with diverse beliefs, and they became the NCR when it opened, a faction in the future. Vault 17 is a mystery because no one knows what it was for. The vault was raided, and its people were changed into super mutants by the Master. Vault 19 consisted of 2 groups, red and blue, for no other reason than to test the separating of 2 groups. The inhabitants of this vault were selected because they were already paranoid. Vault 21 was all about gambling, and all conflicts within the vault were to be settled through gambling. Shockingly, it didn't end in failure. Vault 22 was given the technology to create their own hybrids of plants, but something went wrong in a pest control experiment, and the inhabitants were transformed. Vault 27 was overcrowded on purpose and contained 2,000 people instead of 1,000. Vault 29 contained nothing more than children. Oh, the nightmare. Vault 34 was overstocked with weapons on purpose, and these people became the boomers. Vault 36 was created to see if people could survive on watery gruel instead of food. Vault 42 only contained 40-watt light bulbs, forcing the residents to live in low-light situations. Vault 43 contained only 20 men, 10 women, and a panther. Vault 53 was intended to break down every few months to see if the inhabitants could deal with the stress. Vault 55 contained no entertainment. Vault 56 contained no entertainment except for the tapes of one bad actor. It was expected to fail earlier than the other no entertainment vault. Vault 68 contained 999 men and 1 woman. Vault 69 contained 999 women and 1 man. Vault 70 contained a broken clothing creator and was almost entirely filled with Mormons. Vault 76 was supposed to be a control vault and was supposed to be opened 20 years after. Vault 77 contained only 1 man and a crate of puppets. Vault 87 was the forced evolutionary virus experiment and testing facility. The inhabitants of this vault eventually became known as the super mutants. Vault 92 was filled with well-known musicians. It was also a test bed for their white noise technology, which was also used to slip hidden messages and turn them into super soldiers. Vault 101 was created to test a dictator-type leadership and was never supposed to open. Vault 106 was filled with psychoactive drugs 10 days after it was closed. Vault 108 contained a cloning machine and was filled with clones of a man named Gary. Vault 111 is the vault that the main character survived in Fallout 4. This is the vault that you're going to start the game in. Vault 112 is home to the Tranquility Lane Simulator, a device that allowed the residents of this vault to forever live in the 50s. Those are the vaults that are currently known, but as mentioned at the beginning, we'll be explaining a lot more about the vaults themselves in another video. If you learned something new or simply enjoyed this video, give this a like, And if you'd like to talk about this video, follow us on Twitter @IllegibleMonster, and I'll see you guys next time.